Legal with Albert Nico and Doug Sunseri on WWL, AM/FM, and .com. To voice your legal matter, call 504-260-1870 or toll free 866-889-0870.
All right, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nico, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. You can also text us at 870-870. Albert, what do you think Coach Payton really thinks about missing an extra point at the 15? He was...
Well, a better question, I think, is do you like the 15-yard
Love
line
it.
extra point?
Love it.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome.
I wish they'd put it back to the 20.
Yeah.
And
make it worth something.
Make it, and then have the 2-pointer. And because, it's just, it would add a new dimension to the NFL game.
Right. And I like the fact that they're trying it out in preseason, and here it is. We missed one, and it should have been Shane Graham missed it,
I think what's the other kicker's name?
Yeah.
I think he's got a very yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dink me. Well, I don't want to try to pronounce it anymore because it
might be censored.
So I think he seems to get a good shot.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know the backstory on Hartley, but I don't want. I think I know, but I don't want to speculate. But so I'm not comfortable with Shane Graham as a kicker.
No, I'm not either. And let me tell you, that could be a big deal, especially in close games. Kickers, make or break it. That's why Morton Anderson was so great.
That's right. So
he could just be counted on.
Maybe that's our only issue going into the training camp.
I can definitely consider that a weak spot, and that and maybe the cornerback situation. I don't know how deep we are there, but otherwise, I'm loving this team.
That's it. They got a great safety too.
They got
5th
5
round
great
pick.
safeties.
Yeah. You saw our guy Sunseri do okay.
Yeah, Sunseri, your cousin.
That's my.
Let's take some phone calls.
He is. They're distantly. We figured it out. There's a story behind it, and very distantly.
Yeah.
Okay, very distantly. All right, let's go to Steve in line 4. He's got a question regarding title insurance. Hey, Steve, you on All Things Legal, Doug Sunseri, Albert Nico.
Hi, fellas. Thank you for taking my call. My question is this. I bought a piece of property about 20 years ago. I put a house on it. I've been living there 20 years. The piece of property that I have, there's another piece of property that was behind it. Within the last year or so, the family that owns the property behind me has said that a piece of road or driveway that I've been using is a part of their property. They've pulled up some documents that show it was. And my survey and in the title insurance that I had on purchase of 20 years ago, it showed that all that was in the parcel of property I bought. So my question is, with title insurance, what recourse do I have to go back and say, now since they're producing documentation that it's a piece of their property and not mine, and they have full service and right-of-way of it, where do I stand?
Well, you may have some rights with what's called acquisitive prescription as well, beyond the title insurance.
Okay.
Acquisitive prescription, there are 2 types. One is considered good faith acquisitive prescription, and the other is bad faith acquisitive prescription. And basically what that means is that if you purchase something a piece of real estate, and in good faith you believe you own it, and it's described in the cash sale, that you did a survey and a title search, and it's described in that survey, that you in good faith purchased that property. If you were there for 10 years or longer, you become the owner of that property once you establish that you are in good faith. If, for instance, the property behind you is not yours, but you put a fence around it and you occupied it and possessed it as owner for over 10 years, but less than 30, you would not acquire the property. After 30 years, however, it's something called acquisitive prescription. If I'm there, I'm occupying it. I'm occupying it as the owner. I put a fence up, especially, took possession of it, active possession. Then you can acquire the property after 30 years, whether or not you believed it, you owned it or not. So you probably have some rights of acquisitive prescription for that servitude or whatever the case may be.
Okay, because there is no fencing on it. It's just, there's no fence or no gates or anything up on that. So that was my question on there.
A fence is just a boundary.
Okay.
A fence is something that is it helps if there is a fence. The fact that there's not a fence, it does not affect the case. It just affects, the evidence of possession. So if you possessed it and, you have a shed built back there, or you did something to establish an indicia of ownership, then, you can establish that you own the property now after being in possession for 10 years and having that description include that property, your property description that's in the act of sale include the property, then you're in good faith.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Let's go to Norman's got a question regarding the obligatory red light cameras.
Yes.
Hey, Norman, all things legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nico.
Good morning, counselors. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Okay, here I want to see if I can plead the temporary insanity.
All right.
I was 2 weeks ago on on Canal Street and the City Park Avenue.
I know right where you are.
They took a picture of me. I was going across it. The yellow light came on. I was already into the intersection, trying to go through it. I thought about speeding up, so I got a ticket. So, is there anything at all I can do about this footage? Because this yellow light was not allowing anybody to get through there. If they caught you on that yellow, you had to anticipate it one way or the other.
Well, unless you want to spend a bunch of money and get an expert and time the lights and do a study as to how long a yellow light is supposed to be at an intersection when the speed limit's a certain mile per hour, then you can do that. Otherwise, pay it.
Check it out.
Or
Yeah.
if you go to court as Orleans Parish, you can go to the
It's
city
administrative
attorney
hearing, yeah.
and ask them. It's the red light camera.
It's a red light
Yeah,
camera. It's administrative. Yeah.
Man.
And that's what they do. It's a money grab. So
it's a money grab. Yes.
Either pay it or ride around with a ticket.
No, okay. Just hoping and praying.
Nah, I know. Yeah, we get these calls quite frequently, and they fought them for a while, but there's not much else they can do.
Okay, thanks for the call. What did you do, Albert? What did you do with your ticket when you were cited while you were on the air? Because you got a red light ticket while you were actually on the air.
Yeah, the clock was. I paid it.
You paid it?
Well, I mean, for me to take off of work for 2 or 3 hours, go down there, wait at an administrative hearing to fight it on the chance that they might say, well, you didn't prove that you were on the air at that time. A little backstory: I was driving here to the show, and I got a ticket in the mail from apparently running a red light at Loyola and Poydras, and it showed that the time was like 8:08, and our show starts at 8. And so, it just clearly the clock was off. So could the speed limit calibration been off as well? But I'm not. It's just not worth your time. It's like a parking ticket. It's not worth your time to go fight it, because by the time you go down there, go through an administrative hearing, take the photographs, or bring your proof. It's $20. So it's just not worth it, and I think they know that. So
that's the deal.
Yeah,
money grab.
It's a money grab.
All right, let's go to break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nico, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief time out.